Here we are in an Isuzu that has a frayed belt and it's got some holes here and there. There's some right there, so we got to replace it. So to take this apart and get it replaced, you need a replacement, obviously. There is a part number for this, and this isn't a Isuzu, but it is just a rebadged Isuzu. It's a Chevy, but it's a Isuzu. So you want to go ahead and get these off right here. There are 4 of them, and they go down, and those are T25. Those are Torx 25. After you got those off, go ahead and lift it and get that out of the way. Just set it on the floor. And then right here at the top anchor on the wall, you need either a pick or a screwdriver. Go ahead and pop that off. And that right there is a 14 millimeter. So go ahead and loosen that up, but don't take it off all the way yet. Then hiding down here, there is also a 14 millimeter. And get that completely off. Once you've got that off, then you can go ahead and get these 2 off. There's one right there and one down here. That's for the handle, but that also holds this panel piece on, so you got to get that off to get to the inner workings of the seat belt. Once you get that off, you could either get a screwdriver or a pick or something in here and pull that away from the wall. What I do is I just kind of get my fingers in there like that, and the back part is pulled out, and then push towards yourself here, and then that lip will pull out, and then you'll get the whole small panel out. And make sure that right here you push the seat belt out, and there should be a few of these clips. There's 1, 2, 3. Sometimes they'll break off and they'll stick in there, and you want to get new ones, or sometimes they'll actually pull out and you can reinsert them before you put the panel back. That's pretty rare. Usually they snap if they're not on there when you pull it off. Go ahead and set that off to the side. And then on the very bottom right here, you want to get that one completely off. And you still want to have this one on. It can be loose. Yeah, it's just a little harder once that's off. I usually use that for the last one. I leave that for the last thing. Get this off, and as you can see, it sits inside that wall panel there. So that's what we want. When the new one goes in, there's a hook. You hook it in there and then set it back down and then put the bolt in there. But for now, we're taking this one out. That is off. Then you tilt this up and you get that little hook piece out. Just like that. And then you remove the top. That is off. We can go ahead and get that out. And you can see right here that the old one has these, and it's got this kind of a soft metal retaining washer right there. We don't need to reuse these. The new one should come with them. From here, we just reverse the entire process, get that top one, and get it in there. Be sure to get that tight. I don't know the torque specs on it. You'll have to look that up, and I'm not going to tell anybody what they might be, because I don't want that on me. But make sure it's tight, and then you can go ahead and get this cap part back on. The new one does not come with one. Then get this all the way down and in here. And a tip on this, if you don't have enough slack, if this is really tight and it won't stretch down, what you've got to do is you have to make this completely level, like completely level, and then you can pull it down and some will come out. If it's not level, that's a safety feature and it will stay in that spot and you won't be able to push it down. So you've got to get it completely level to be able to get some slack out of it and bring it down. And once you've got it in there, go ahead and tighten this one. And that is totally tight. And I can show you right here, because it's tight, I can get some slack out of it. Now if you yank on it, it's gonna stop. But if you go slow, then you can get some slack out of it. And once you get to that point, go ahead and remount this one into the floor. Not sure if you can see it on the camera, but what they did here was actually kind of brilliant. There's a bump right here. So when you get this fairly tight, once it starts moving clockwise as you're tightening it down, right before you get it super tight, it will hit that bump and it won't bump over. So that's pretty cool. They did that so you can't get it around too far when it is flat. Once that is tight up against that bump, you can then slide this in, and you want to make sure to get the seatbelt in here before you notch this back into that wall. And in doing this, you want to get it right where those old marks were, or where the dirt and dust are. Slide that in, get that secure all the way down, and then come in here and push up against the wall. There we go. And those will snap right into place. After that, go ahead and get that handle back on with those 12 millimeter bolts. After the handle is on, get this lip back on, and one thing you can do is shove it up against where it was and then just apply pressure all the way down, and it should go into place. Oh, I forgot to put that back down. I'm gonna go ahead and cover that up on the floor. Once you get all those in, and they are kind of rusty sometimes, then you're pretty much good to go. Don't over tighten them, they just need to be slightly tight, or else you'll break the plastic in there if you try to over tighten them. So go ahead and give this a good tug, make sure it stops where it's supposed to, then pull it slow, make sure you can get slack out of it, and of course the most important thing is make sure that it buckles. There you go, safe. And if you got to this point, congrats, you just replaced a seatbelt on the driver's side of an Isuzu NPR. If you found this helpful, consider subscribing. Thank you for watching to this point. Have a good day. It's Friday on my end. Have a good weekend on your end. Safe driving out there. Please subscribe if this helped you. Okay, that's enough asking me to subscribe from you. Thank you, bye.